Anime can be beautiful. It can be funny, heartwarming, unforgettable. And then, without warning, it can break you. Some scenes hit so hard that fans never forget exactly where they were when they watched them. The deaths nobody saw coming, the betrayals that shattered us, the moments that crossed a line and never looked back. Today, we count down the 10 most brutal moments in anime history. Viewer discretion advised, and number 1 still hurts to this day. Let's begin. We open with the moment that taught a generation never to trust a cute art style. Madoka Magica looked like a sweet little show about magical girls, pastel colors, talking mascot, the works. And Mami was the calm, graceful veteran who promised to protect everyone. For 3 episodes, fans adored her. Then, mid-fight, completely without warning, the show pulled the rug out from under us in a single horrifying second. No build-up, no music swell, just gone. It was the moment everyone realized this anime was something far darker than it pretended to be, and nobody was safe. The betrayal of expectation has never been more brutal. Number 9 is a death that fans saw coming, dreaded, and still couldn't believe when it happened. L was the genius detective, the one person clever enough to corner Light Yagami. The closest thing this series had to a hero. For dozens of episodes, the two played the greatest mind game in anime. And then, in a quiet moment, L looks up, and the realization washes over his face. He knows. He's lost. The light fades from his eyes as the person he trusted stands over him, smiling in triumph. It wasn't loud or bloody. It was the slow, crushing horror of watching the good guy lose. Completely. Anime rarely lets evil win this cleanly. At number 8, the moment that made an entire theater fall silent. Rengoku was everything a hero should be. Fearless, warm, blazing with life. All night he stood between a monster and a train full of innocent people, and he never once flinched. But when dawn finally came, the cost was laid bare. Bloodied and broken, he stays standing, smiling, passing on his mother's words with his final breath. The demon flees from the rising sun, and the young heroes can only scream into the morning light, helpless. It wasn't shocking because it was gory. It was brutal because he earned every bit of our love, and then he was taken anyway. Number 7 barely shows a drop of blood, and it's still one of the most disturbing things anime has ever done. Sho Tucker was a state alchemist desperate to keep his title, and he had already done the unthinkable once. So when the heroes meet his sweet little daughter Nina and her loyal dog, a quiet dread starts to build. Then they return, and they see it. The thing that speaks with a child's voice that still remembers their names. The horror isn't in the visual. It's in the slow, sick understanding of what a parent did to his own child for ambition. Decades later, fans still can't say her name without flinching. Number 6 is the moment a shy, gentle bookworm finally broke. For an entire arc, Kaneki was trapped and tormented by a grinning sadist, pushed past every limit a person can endure. And then something inside him snapped and changed forever. His black hair turns white. His soft eyes go cold. Sitting calmly in the middle of his own nightmare, he counts backwards and accepts the monster he's become to survive. It's the rebirth of a hero into something else entirely, scored by one of the most haunting transformations ever animated. Fans went in rooting for a sweet kid and came out staring at a stranger. Brutal, in the most unforgettable way. Number 5 proves the scariest thing in anime isn't a villain. It's a child who has nothing left to lose. Gon was the bright, cheerful heart of his series, the boy who always smiled. But when he's forced to watch the person he loved most destroyed, something in him goes quiet and terrible. He makes a deal with his own power. Every drop of his future, his strength, his life, burned away in an instant for one moment of overwhelming force. What stands there is no longer a child. The transformation is so wrong, so total, that even his enemy is left speechless. It's the price of revenge, made horrifyingly literal. At number 4, the scene that defined a series and traumatized millions in its very first episode. Eren was just a boy who dreamed of seeing the world beyond the walls. Then the walls broke. In the chaos, he turns to find his mother pinned beneath the rubble of their home and a titan looming over her with a mindless, smiling face. He pulls, he screams, he begs. but he isn't strong enough, and the soldiers can't reach them in time. He's forced to watch, carried away, as the one person he couldn't save is lifted into the air. It's the moment childhood ended, for him, and for everyone watching. Number 3 is the betrayal that broke 1,000 hearts and set the standard for anime tragedy. Griffith was the charismatic dreamer who built a found family of misfits and led them to glory. Guts trusted him. They all did. But when his ambition curdled into something monstrous, Griffith made a choice: to sacrifice every single person who ever believed in him for his own ascension. In one nightmarish night, the family he built is turned against him, and the man Guts called his brother watches it all with cold, empty eyes. It's not just brutal because of what happens. It's brutal because of who chooses to let it happen. The ultimate betrayal. Number 2 is a single night of violence that haunted a franchise for hundreds of episodes. The Uchiha were one of the proudest clans in the village, and in one evening they were gone. Wiped out by one of their own, Itachi, the prodigy, the gentle older brother. He left only a single survivor alive, his little brother Sasuke, and made the boy relive the slaughter, planting a hatred that would burn for years. For most of the series, we believed Itachi was a heartless monster. The brutal twist? The truth behind that night was even more tragic than the massacre itself. A brother who sacrificed everything and let the world hate him for it. And at number 1, the death One Piece fans will never forgive and never forget. For an entire war, Luffy fought through hell to save his big brother Ace from execution. And he made it. Ace was free. The brothers were together, they were running to safety, and we let ourselves believe it was over. Then, a single strike, meant for Luffy, is taken instead. Ace falls into his little brother's arms, smiles, and thanks his crew and family for loving someone like him. Then he's gone. Luffy's scream is one of the most gut-wrenching sounds in anime. No gore, no shock value, just pure, devastating loss. And the single most brutal goodbye anime has ever given us. Those were the 10 most brutal moments anime has ever put us through. The scenes that prove this medium can hurt as deeply as it can inspire. Maybe we missed the one that wrecked you the most. So tell us down in the comments, which anime moment left the biggest scar? If this video brought back some painful memories, do us a favor. Like, subscribe, and stick around for more. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.